and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jennalee. If you are new here, this isn't my normal appearance here on the channel. I haven't talked to the camera, well, for a very long time. I wanted to sneak you guys in. We are doing so many things here on the property. We live on 26 acres and we are turning it into a family little farm here in Missouri. I wanted to pull you into some things that we are doing. I'm going to show you what we did on Saturday afternoon. It's a little bit unorthodox. I mean, we're making sushi as well. I don't know how often you see sushi on the Pioneer home, but it is something that we would do on a Saturday afternoon. So let's go find Jared. Jared and I wanted to show you some things that we're doing here on the property, as well as with the family. The neighbor has the tractor out that way. It looks like he's preparing his fields for crop. And my little farmer down here is preparing our orchard. So I thought we could share what we've been doing here. We're gonna take them back to Saturday, some projects that we had going on. Jared's coming from the orchard. Just to give you guys some grounding here, we've got orchard, huge garden, back to orchard, back to Jared, strawberry patch, and future berry patch that we have been working on here. So Saturday was so windy, wasn't it?
It was really windy, actually.
It almost blew off your toupee. No, I'm just joking.
I'm bald, so that doesn't help.
I'm totally kidding. Jared doesn't have a toupee. Okay,
But I
so
should get one.
I feel like we have a guest speaker today. Jared's sitting in with me on this video. My other half, Jared is often the muscle. Well, he is the working hands here on our property, and we do come up with lots of ideas together, don't we?
We do. So I really love working on our property because it's my hobby now, really. So outside of work, I end up working for fun, and that's kind of what I like to do now, because when you're dreaming about something for so long, and then when you're able to come home from work and go back to do more work outside in the garden or outside, it's a wonderful.
Every year we add more to our property. The dream is to have an orchard, some berries, and really just be self-sufficient as possible and grow as much as our food as possible. So today's sponsor is Food Forest Nursery, and we have some beautiful plants from them, and mostly fruit trees, and actually no, mostly raspberries.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about when you order things online is that you can decide on what you're wanting to get ahead of time. So after a hard day work, you can kind of
shop online,
figure out what you're needing, and then it comes shipped right to your door. You can be out in the middle of nowhere and you get all of these wonderful, healthy plants right to your door.
Yeah.
And you can organize it in a way that is exactly what you need.
What I liked about it as well is that you could really tell that one gardener had been really nourishing these plants.
Oh yeah,
They've
they
been
were
really
some of the
well
best
taken care of.
Best plants that I've seen, because actually I planted this raspberry patch last year, and unfortunately
most of them didn't come up. So the gardener from Food Forest Nursery actually lives in the Ozarks in Arkansas, so that's not too far away from where we live. And so a lot of the plants that he has are native to our area. So that's a benefit for us as farmers.
One thing that I learn every year is what doesn't work and what works well. And you have to improve yourself. And that's the beautiful thing about working the land, is that last year our raspberry patch, as I mentioned, did not make it. And it was because they didn't get enough water. We had a pretty dry season. And so right now I'm working on an irrigation system, so we can add additional water beyond that. Right now, we just have Jaden as my waterer.
We also have some meat chickens. We picked up 40 meat chickens recently, and our goal this year, or one of our goals, is to raise our own meat. So this is our first step into raising some of our own meat. So on top of hatching some of our own egg layers, we picked up some meat chickens. And that's been an interesting process, hasn't it?
It's been fun.
It has been fun. The kids love it.
Yeah.
So the plants that came by mail did come with their own instructions, and the beginning of those instructions was to soak the plants for at least an hour to 12 hours, but no longer than 12 hours so that the root systems don't rot. These are some of the berries that we got. They've been soaking for about an hour, and we are headed out to get them planted into the ground.
I actually love to plant and love to be outside and working and getting my hands dirty. It's, like I said before, it's therapeutic. It's really time to reflect, really look at what's really most important in life. And that was the whole purpose of us coming out here. We wanted to create a life that was simpler. And we enjoy that time with our family and enjoy every moment, and to see what is really important, and that people are what is most important. In a world that is so obsessed with how you can make money or get something from someone else, how about we do what we can give to someone else and what we can do to provide something to other people?
How we get stuff done here on the property and in the home feels kind of like a dance. I'm popping in and out of the garden. I'm going into the house to feed the baby. You didn't know that I was watching you through the window as I was feeding the baby.
No,
here.
I did not know that.
I just was thinking about how hard you were working out there and how I get to lay on the bed and feed the baby for a while. But
Well, that's a good break.
it's just the flow of life that we're in right now. We're raising 4 children. We have a baby at the time, and it's just
It's a juggling act.
It's a juggling act.
Still working full time, very busy in everything else that we're doing.
And yeah, here we are chasing the simple life, and it's.
But when you
it's a
can
process.
find the moments of it, you find it, and it's a beautiful thing.
And here's what I think the secret is that simplicity isn't something that you just find or happen upon or you get once you buy property.
Yes.
It's something that you create.
Correct.
You have to choose
By
to
design.
Yeah, you have to choose to take the moments, to take deep breaths.
Yes.
It's something that you create. So
You create the culture that you want. And so it's about creating what you want and then prioritizing. For us, we prioritize our family, prioritize the time spent. And as many of you guys comment on Jenny's videos, it's always saying, oh, it's so great that you guys are spending time together, and enjoy that time because it goes by fast, which many of you know and recognize. This time is going by fast, and enjoy the moment.
Speaking of enjoying moments, my kids absolutely love sushi. But if you've been to a sushi restaurant, it is so expensive to take your family out to sushi.
Well, we share a lot, so,
Well, here we are sharing this moment. We're making sushi. My kids beg me to do this. This is something we kind of do when we have a little bit more time to sit down and roll out some sushi together. It's actually not that complicated. We just prepare some sushi rice in the Instapot and put a little bit of rice vinegar into that. And I put some sesame oil as well. And then we just prepare the toppings. I've got some celery sticks, carrot sticks, cucumber sticks, some cream cheese, and some smoked salmon. And we spread that rice right over the nori. And it's kind of fun teaching the kids how to do that. And then we put all the toppings on there and roll it out tightly. We just use wax paper. So instead of going out and buying some fancy tools for sushi making, we're just using wax paper.
Okay, ready? See what it looks like. And then you're gonna eat it like a burrito.
So I'll put some of these ingredients down below and a few links if you want to go ahead and try making some sushi with your kids or your grandkids. This is something that's really fun to do.
Really fun. I think you should definitely try it.
Alright, guys. So any of you guys out there that can't properly use a chopsticks. All you need to do is take a rubber band. I used my little sister's hair bands,
Thank
but those work too. And then just like a tissue paper, toilet paper, paper towels, and then it works perfectly fine. Instead of having to get buy one of those holders, and it works just fine.
Nice
For
job.
me and my younger siblings, I can't use chopsticks.
The weekend was awesome, wasn't it, babe?
It was so much fun.
It was so good. So now we're back here checking with our plants. We've been watering them like crazy. And we have a whole row of raspberries here. We've got Heritage Red Raspberries, Caroline Red Raspberries, some Autumn Bliss, Mammoth Red.
The reason we like to do a lot of different varieties is to see which ones will do well, and then take and extend them farther depending on if we want to add more with different types.
I just want to add a few more every single year and just make these rows go right down the road and eventually put some gravel pathways in here.
Yeah. It's also really nice planting blackberries. We have 16 blackberry bushes on our property that are wild blackberries, which are awesome. But it's nice to have some thornless, so you don't have to wear a jumpsuit when you're picking them. Because no one else will pick the blackberries with me except me, because everyone doesn't want to get all
ticks and chiggers. Hey, Jared.
What?
Do you know my dream is to have an orchard?
Yes, it is our dream to have an orchard.
And just having tons of our own fruit growing so we can can it and preserve it and share it. We also got some American plums, which are native to Missouri, and they make the most fabulous tart and sweet jelly. So I'm hoping we can grow those here in the future. But other than that, we have apples, and we planted one Alberta peach and some cherry, and yeah, that's mostly it. Jared, thanks for planting so much. Thanks for making these dreams happen.
Well, like I always say, you plant a tree not for yourself, but you plant a tree for your grandchildren. And if you look at the bigger picture, that's what it's all about.
It is. So thanks for spending time with us here today. I know it was a little bit different than our usual video. We're usually in the kitchen cooking from scratch and doing some homemaking. We'll be back in there next week. You can find me here on Mondays making a new video, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Love you lots.
Love you